be allowed to be cops. Boom, problem solved.
No, that's not the way to do it. Hey guys, it's the Loud Guys. Today we are going to watch how do 90% of Americans have jobs. So this is, I think, so every American thinks this line is said by an Indian American, that we come and take your jobs, and like this is how you feel about us. But why is this Daniel guy making a stand up about it, that how do 90% of Americans have jobs? So I don't think so he's very proud of Americans. Like we saw a recent video of George Carlin where he was like dumb Americans, and he was like there are many Americans who are like very bad. He was talking about that fat American who just do not care about many things and just do things like this and that. So now this guy, like, how do 90% of Americans have jobs? So like I have seen a lot of videos where Americans hate on Americans itself. So but it is entertaining. So let's watch this one also.
Seriously, I'm also so much excited to watch this video, and this video is going to be very fun because this is again a stand-up, and I do think that it's been a while that we haven't watched a stand-up comedy in Loud Guys. And yeah, I do love American comedies, and we know that mostly people in America, I personally I used to think that mostly people has business in America, but I was totally wrong, because in this video the title is that 90% of the people in America are having jobs. It's mean that they do not they don't have a business. So yeah, and I hope in this video they're gonna say what kind of jobs they do. And yeah, this video is going to be totally fun, and I do think that we are watching his stand-up for the first time, and I do feel that it is always fun to watch American stand-up, because it is very easy to understand, and I do not have to turn on my subtitles for it. So that's the reason I enjoyed it so much. So let's watch the video.
And also he's roasting the Americans themselves, so it will be very entertaining to watch. So let's watch this video.
It is great to be here in America. The greatest country in the world.
Yeah.
If you haven't traveled a lot.
Nice.
Do we have to constantly scream we're number one? It's always the people that live in the most boring parts of this country that scream the loudest. People in Kansas, we're the greatest country in the world. It's like, do you guys have internet there? You ever seen a photo of Fiji? I've never been to Fiji, but I've seen photos. It looks pretty amazing. It's hard to think we're better than that. We're top 10. Maybe if we started screaming that every day, maybe terrorists would stop trying to saw our heads off. We're top 10.
We're top 10.
And they'd be like, that's fair. It was that number one stuff that was getting old. America's basically turned into one of these factories where we just have a sign up, like, it's been 22 days since our last horrible thing. And it's like, oh, all right, rip it down, we're back at zero again. These things just keep happening, whether it's Ferguson or Baltimore. I can solve racist cops. That's an easy fix. But nobody comes to me for the answers. You want to get rid of that forever? How about this? Only black people should be allowed to be cops. Boom, problem solved.
No, that's not the way to do it.
And if any of you have issue with this, it's because you're racist. Ooh, what about white people? White people can be firefighters. We're more outdoorsy, it makes sense. White people, firefighters, black people, cops. Who wants tickets to the softball game now? Yeah, it's gonna get pretty tense. Might wanna put in a mercy rule. And the next time we have one of these tragedies, inevitably we will, and you happen to be so unfortunate enough to know the person that's being accused of the crime, do us all a favor and don't get on TV the next day and be like, I lived next to him for 32 years. I never could have seen this coming. Maybe you should be locked up for 6 months. I find nothing more disrespectful. You never could have seen it coming. I've never met anyone in my entire life that I couldn't wrap my brain around the fact that they are capable of awful things. Literally no one. My mom could blow up a nursery. If you put me on TV the next day and I was completely honest with myself, I'd be like, I can fucking see it.
You imagine these kind of things.
Sometimes when I was a kid, I'd come home from school, she wasn't happy to see me. I think she hates children. Ladies, know that every man you're sitting next to tonight, if you could get into their head and see every thought they have ever had, you would immediately pull out a gun and blow your head off.
Yes.
Because trust me, they're capable of anything.
Actually.
All day long, every day, nothing but twisted, weird, awful shit is just going round and round and round. And what do you do at night? You snuggle up next to them because you're so happy that you're not alone. And I think that says more about you. That notion that your parents raised you on, stand by your man, if you're insane. The second your man gets accused of anything, you immediately distance yourself.
Yeah.
Just be like, I don't know what the fuck he's into. And buy clothes in the next town, we'll forgive you. By the way, I do love this country. We're the only place with any diversity. The entire planet's segregated. You realize that when you watch international sports. Like I was trying to watch the World Cup, despite hating it.
Okay.
I get it, soccer's the most popular sport on the planet. That's because half the world can't afford AC. And that's about how long you have to run just to get tired enough to fall asleep in these godforsaken countries. You ever try to gamble on soccer? What's the over-under, 0.5? How much time's left? It's a secret. I'm out. But we have diversity, other teams don't. Or if you look at the Olympics, you look at our US gymnastics squad, we have an Asian girl, a white girl, a black girl. Look at the Chinese squad.
Yes, that's right.
Any guesses? Did you guess exclusively Chinese bitches? Yeah, that's all that's ever been on that team. That's all that will ever be on that team. And they wonder why they're not getting golds anymore. Well, you better get a Harlem in China. You think snapping together iPads all day is tough? It is not as tough as it used to be. Now they have suicide nets around their building so they can jump out, bounce right back. Sorry, boss, just need some fresh air. Back to making Americans more stuff? You got it. This is a tough joke to do as a white comedian, but here goes. Because where this country is now, from where we came from, is pretty remarkable. There's nothing more shameful in our country's past than slavery. Okay, that's horrible. But I've grown up in a generation where I've idolized black people my entire life. They are better at everything. So the fact that we pulled off slavery, I've already said it's awful. That's off the table. I'm just saying it's kind of neat. I mean, at any point, they could have been like, we can just run away, right? And you will never catch us. And if you do, we will beat the living shit out of you.
This is a smart joke, man.
That's about how well that joke should go over. There's a fine line between appreciating the sarcasm and, ooh, this feels like a rally. And you did well. That's a joke I do not do everywhere. That's a joke, if the audience gets a little too excited, I shut it down. You start hearing a couple yee-haws, trouble's a brewing. As soon as yee-haw hits a certain octave, hate crime and T minus 10, 9. The unemployment rate in our country is around 6.5%. I'm told that's pretty good. I could care less. I wish a president would have the balls to say what I'm about to. 10% of Americans don't deserve jobs. Good night. Like, that's a number I can get my head around. Of course, there's exceptions to that. That's not who we're talking about. But if you don't think 10% of Americans are lazy pieces of shit, then you have never traveled anywhere. Because the number that blows me away is that over 90% of Americans have jobs. Who the fuck is hiring you morons? Because I wouldn't. The sense of entitlement, everyone thinks they deserve more than they have. No one's content. Young kids, I won't even talk to them anymore because you parents have done such a bang-up job. If I meet one more kid and ask him what he wants to do when he gets older, and he replies, "I want to be famous like you," I'm gonna kick him in his teeth. You're never gonna be famous. Never. You have no chance.
Huh?
I didn't get here because I work hard. I have a gift from God.
Really?
Everybody gets their 15 minutes of fame, buddy. Excuse me? That's an average. Yeah, that's 0 for you. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 20 years, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Everybody gets 15 minutes. You know Andy Warhol was on drugs when he said that, right? He didn't think he'd be quoted for the rest of eternity, let alone taken seriously as an artist. You ever go into like a cute local cafe and an artist has their work for sale on the walls? Has anybody ever not walked up, looked at the price, and gone, who the fuck do they think they are?
Yeah.
Just once, I'd like to walk into somebody's home and be like, wow, that is a beautiful piece. Where did you get it? And they're like, oh, funny story. I was getting a spinach wrap the other day for lunch, and I had $750 burning a hole in my pocket. And I was like, hey guys, unbolt this from your urinal and get it into my living room. You know what the unemployment rate in China is? Neither do I, because I'm American, I'm fucking stupid. It's gotta be low, right? Those people get up at 3 a.m. to practice the violin for 4.5 hours. Then they work on math for 12 hours, and whatever's left, they're ninjas.
Such stereotype.
If you think for 1 second we will ever catch up with them, you are out of your mind. Just sit at home and be patient until they take over. And quite frankly, they deserve our country. Like, oh shit, China's here. Do we take off our shoes? How does this work?
Wow, this video was so hilarious, and I found that 90% of the things which he said was the truth only. And when he said, firstly he talked about that America is a powerful country, he comes in 10. After that he, firstly he basically roasted Americans, and after that he said, but I love Americans. But my favorite part was that fame part. He said that here 90% of the people have jobs and rest 10% don't have, and I do not believe that, because I found that who give them jobs, because they are lazy morons. So that was so funny for me, and I do found that yeah, it's not like that only lazy people, couch potatoes are in America, it's also in India. And especially I do believe that Indian uncles, they are so lazy, they don't want to do anything, they just want to lie on their bed and they just want to eat. I hope that Americans are just like that. Only after that he said that if some kid tell me that I want to be get famous just like you, then I will say him that you won't get it. After that he again said that why, because God has gifted God. I am having a gift from God, and after that he said that fame is for 15 minutes. That he's again said that okay, get it. No one has fame for 15 minutes. So that thing was so hilarious for me, and literally I enjoyed it a lot. And yet yes, fame part was my favorite part. Otherwise I didn't enjoy each and every part that much, but except that fame part. So literally I found that part was so hilarious. And yes, I really like this video. If you would tell me that please rate this video, then I would rate this video maybe 7 out of 10. And yeah, I hope we're gonna watch his video again and again.
Yes, and his video was not much about like making us laugh and making us feel like, oh, like it is rib tickling and everything, but it was much more about like telling the truth and telling people, okay, this is how it is, and then just like letting them giggle and like letting them think about it and feel like, okay, how this is the fun part of it. Like even saying that okay, 6% are like unemployed, so like people, you know, get obnoxious if the unemployment rate goes above 7 or 8%. They're like, oh, too many unemployed people. But he was like, I am shocked that even there are 90% people that are employed. They are very, very like lazy people. And he went on about lazy people. And also I like the first part also, where he was like about racism, like how, like that was the best part, where he said that, okay, you know, like we went into slavery and we did slavery, this is an achievement. So everybody was like, how slavery is an achievement? But he's like, just consider this. I think so, like he kind of killed the joke by just like by doing the startup. I think so he should have started with saying that okay, we did an achievement by doing the slavery, let people think about it. But he tried to like calm the audience first, then he went into the joke. And then he was like, okay, like because like how we did like we took over all the black people, and we know that they are smarter and they are better at many things from us. So like they could have easily taken over us, but they were like, they did not had that power, and there was it, we did it against them. So it was a very big achievement, you know. So that was a very sly dig and a very smart joke. I like that joke. But what do you guys feel about it? Do let us know in the comment section below. So do like, share, and
Subscribe.
bye.